Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Creek Thrift. My name is Candi if you're new here, and today I have my month end what sold video for the month of April. So that's going to include April 16th to April 30th and everything that sold in my reselling business. I do this part-time and I sell stuff on Poshmark, eBay, DePop, and I am thinking about getting one of those cross-listing platforms, and I'm debating it. Anyways, maybe by the time you see this video, I will have implemented it, but I am thinking about getting one soon, just because I feel like it would be helpful. That way I can also go back and put stuff on Mercari. I don't have everything on Depop. I have very little put on Depop right now, like maybe 50 items-ish in that range. So I think that I could make more sales if I cross-listed on more platforms. So anyways, I'm going to share with you everything that sold during that time frame. There was one item I forgot to add in, and it was my Depop item, because I had one item sell on Depop from the last video of what sold for the beginning of April. So I'm going to start with that one, and then we'll go on to the last 2 weeks of April. And then I'm just going to share with you like things like what sold, where I got the item from, how much I paid if I paid for the item, and like how much it sold for and how long it took to sell and stuff like that. So if you're interested in videos of like what sold, then definitely check it out, follow along, and we'll try and get through these quickly so you don't have to waste too much time today checking it out. I would appreciate it though if you watch the video and hit the like and subscribe button if you're interested. Thank you so much. So this first item is Depop, and like I said, I did sell this item. I should probably use my glasses. I'm still getting used to them. I use them for work, and usually I'm a little bit further back like this, but today I am. But it's easier for me to read this screen. So the first item is by Mabel, and I will show the item to you here. So it was this tiered smocked bodycon mini dress, kind of beige and white gingham plaid, and I just thought it was so cute. Like, look at the sleeve, or like the shoulder straps had like big ties, so they were like big bows. I just thought that was really cute. And then the whole like body was like this smocked with a little ruffle at the bottom. Anyways, so, and then this is kind of like a photo I found in a green color, but at least you can kind of get an idea of how it fits on the person. So yeah, so this is the item, and I sold it on Depop, and I purchased this originally at Goodwill back on May 25th of 24, and I paid $7.99. I don't think I would pick it up for that price anymore. I was still kind of, I want to say earlier into my reselling business, but that was like a year ago. So, I mean, I won't say it was like the very earliest, but I've only been doing this like as a real side hustle for a couple years now. So in my opinion, it's still considered early, and I'm still learning. So anyways, I posted this item on May 30th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on, and I did post it on Depop, but I don't know when. Let's just say May 30th. So let's say I posted it on May 30th to Depop. It sold on Depop on April 11th of this year, and it sold for $20. So I earned a profit of $18.64. And that's a good thing with Depop, is like you seem to earn more. I would like to get more sales on Depop. So that item is done. I've decided on this particular video, if you've followed me for a while, usually I have tabs for all of my items, including Poshmark and eBay. This time I just did eBay only, and then I'm going to do Poshmark, where I just hit the back button and then pull up the next item. And I'm doing that because my computer, the processor is not great, and it does tend to slow down or freeze. So I think that by not having too many tabs open, it will be better for my computer. So the next item is the 7th Avenue Design Studio, New York and Company. I guess, I don't know if it's a collab or if it's like a line that they have maybe. But it was this like olive green. I put paper back, and I realized that now, but it should have said paper bag, because of the waist, the way that that strap goes across, and it kind of looks like a paper bag at the top. So it should have been paper bag, but they're dress pants, size 8, and then I have the picture up the top, and then there was some flaws right here, which I had disclosed, some markings. And then, yeah, so, and this you can see when I first started reselling, I laid stuff out on the ground on a blanket. And so I don't do that anymore. And I never went back to this particular item yet. Like I've tried to go back on some of my older items and steam them clean, like not clean, but like steam them so there's no wrinkles, and then get new photos hanging up on against a wall basically. So that seems to be a better option for me. It's something that I've learned along the way. That I prefer to do it that way. But anyway, so this is just an older item, and you can see some more of those flaws right there. So it did take a long time to sell for that reason. I'm pretty sure. Plus, it's not like a great brand or anything. Now, I didn't pick this up. This came from the original donation. My friend gave me like tons and tons and tons of stuff. And so I didn't have anything invested in it. I posted it on Poshmark on September 21st of 23, and it finally sold April 16th, and it sold for $9. So I earned a profit of $6.05. I mean, so even though it wasn't like the best item or the best condition, it didn't hurt to keep it there. The next item is actually one of my eBay items, so let me switch over. So this one is Retro Rifle, and it's this Tetris Arcade Series 3 of 4, and short sleeve button-up dress shirt, size large. And here's like the logo that I found. So this one, if you've been following me again, I recently obtained this at the Goodwill grand opening for the Goodwill that's close to my house. And so I thought it was pretty cool, and it had a series 3 of 4, so I thought that might be a popular shirt. Tetris, of course, being a popular game, so I thought that was a pretty fun shirt. It also had like these rifles, and the name of the company is Retro Rifle, which it doesn't say it right here, but it is, like, if you look it up, or when you look it up, it's called Retro Rifle. It's actually on the buttons, I think. So let me see if I have a picture of that. Somewhere I do. Well, you can't really see it. Like, there was one snag here, but, like, you can see the button right here. It says Retro Rifle on the button. Well, anyways, I thought that was super cool. And so let me close that tab, and we'll go over here. So that item I got at that Goodwill grand opening. It was on March 28th this year. And I paid $4.59 for that item, and I posted it on April 14th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay on April 17th. So it only took 3 days, and they bought it for $34.99. I earned a profit of $24.49. So I was really happy to see that one go. Okay, so the next item is on Posh, so let's go back. And I'm going to find, I'm just going to do it this way because I think it's better, I think, for my computer. Until I get my new computer anyways. Currently building a new computer, but it's going to take a while because I keep buying like the parts separately, like one at a time. So it's probably going to take me quite a few months to get to that point. Okay, so let me actually open it up so you can see it. So this is Bailey's Blossoms Floral Flowy Skirt with Strap, Stretchy Waist, size 2T. So it's for a little toddler girl. It was super cute, very flowy, like kind of like a chiffon material. And it had these cute little buttons that look like wood, but they're probably plastic. But it had a really pretty pattern print. And here's the tag, Bailey's Blossoms. I just thought that was really cute. And then the straps came up and did like a crisscross, and the waist was kind of stretchy. So it'd be easy for the little one to wear. So that item came out of the Kid to Kid bag sale that I went to February 17th of 2024. So I have had this item for a while. And my average cost for each item in that bag was $1.57. And I posted it on March 2nd to Poshmark and eBay of 2024 a year ago. I finally sold on Poshmark on April 17th, and it sold for $9, which gave me a profit of $6.05. And it's off to its new home. And then the next item is also on Posh. So let's do a back. And then this item, sorry you guys, I know this is, I would rather just click to a tab, but until I get that new computer, not good. So we're just going to do some back and forths today. Okay, so the next one is Nike Swim One Piece Black and White Women's Size Large Swimsuit. And this one came out of my daughter's closet, so I had zero invested basically at this point. And I went ahead and posted it because it had a little bit of miscoloration right here, which I put somewhere shown in photos. And so it was just mostly in good condition still, and I decided just to go ahead, and you can see I mean, I did some pictures, but you can see when you sit on the side of the pool, especially for the swim team, this is more of like a swim team kind of swimming swimsuit for more athletic-y, but you can see it was kind of worn there, but great for somebody that's just like at the pool a lot, you know. It still had enough life left in it, so I went ahead and posted it. Nowadays, I wouldn't post this, I wouldn't pick it up, and I wouldn't even try posting it, so it's not worth it in my opinion, but it was free, so I had zero invested. So I put it, I don't even remember when I posted it. I'd have to go back. I haven't been able to figure out when I posted it originally. But I posted it on Poshmark only, I'm pretty sure. And I sold it April 18th for $11. So I earned a profit of $8.05, which is pretty interesting considering it had some wear. But it did take a really long time. If I had to guess, I posted it in like 2023 also, just like the last one. The next item is on eBay. So it's this one. And it's the sequin embellished women's large mini dress. And I put plunge neck, lavender purple, colorful. And as you can see, it has all these like sequins all over. And it's super vibrant and cheaply made. I'll just put it that way. It didn't have a brand. I'm pretty sure it came off of it didn't even have Shein, so it was probably like Temu or something. But you know, I just thought it was really pretty, but I didn't pick this up. My friend actually sent it to me in a box because she knows I resell, and she shipped me a box from where she lives on the East Coast. And so I went ahead and posted it because it was really pretty. Oh, it does have a tag. I don't think it had a brand though, but it does say made in China, size large, polyester. So anyways, but yeah, oh, and I found a picture of it on somebody. I'm really not sure how you're supposed to wear it, but I did find some pictures when I did some Google, you know, reverse images looking for it. So anyway, so that item I posted, I had zero invested. I posted it on Poshmark and eBay July 22nd of 24, so last year. And it sold on eBay on April 18th for $26. So I earned a profit of $21.12, which was actually pretty good considering it was probably a Temu dress. And then the next items are Ariat M3 loose fit, straight leg, flame resistant work jeans, 44 by 32, and I put new, and then cat 2 and blue. So anyways, I got these two pairs brand new at a garage sale, and just there's some of the pictures of them. There's the tags. And then you can see like this is on it, and then the back tag here. So anyways, you have the general idea, and there's the cat 2. So these are like work pants for men and who need in a specific size, but they were at a garage sale, and I found them at the sale on October 12th last year. I paid $5 for each of them, so $10 total. And originally I had it on eBay set up as like, I had it posted to Poshmark and eBay, but on eBay, I had it set up where you can select like 1 or 2, I think, because I put quantity 2, and then I had it listed that way. And I was going back and forth with somebody, I want to say on eBay, and they kept trying to get me to pay way lower. And I kept coming back and saying like, no, like I'll go down to this price, and that was the lowest I want, because these are brand new. And they retail, they're pretty expensive retail. So I was like, no, I'm not going to go that low. Like, that's just too low for me. So I didn't accept it. And then what I decided to do after the last time I declined them is I went back in and I bundled them together as a lot of 2 items. And then I put, or no, I can't remember. Maybe I had it the opposite way. I might have had them bundled as 2. Now I can't remember. And it was like a couple weeks ago. However it was I went back and I basically said if you purchased 2, then you would get 20% off. And then I posted it. I think that's what I did. So maybe I had them listed together originally, and then I went the opposite, what I was thinking. And then I put it in where if you pulled it down and you put 2, and if you bundled 2 items, that you would get 20% off, which was a good deal in my opinion. And as soon as I reposted it with that, because I basically deleted the old listing and then I redid it, because this guy was just messaging me so many times about these pants. And trying, like, really, like, he had asked me, like, in January, and I said, I just posted them, I think. No, I posted them in October, but he asked me, I think, around January, and then I said no. And then, because it was a really low, like, $20 a pants, and I was like, no. So, anyways, so then I just went back. I deleted the old listing, so he didn't know where that was, and then I just redid it. But I did it this time with, if you buy 2, you would get 20% off. And I immediately got an offer, or somebody purchased 2 for 20% off. I was really excited about that. So, and it was a different person I went in to see, and it was a whole different person. So I was really happy about that. So anyways, that was a long story. And so I posted it to Poshmark and eBay October 16th originally, and it finally sold on April 18th. And basically for each item, it was $40.80. So, because they got $20 off both of them. So it's about $10 off each one. So I earned a profit per pants of $30.14 for one and $30.13 for the second one. I just divided it in half and put it on each line. So I thought I did pretty good for those 2. And then the next item is this, the Num Nums. So the next item is also on eBay, and it's an assorted lot of Num Nums silicone tops, hats, cupcakes, replacement parts, mixed lot is what I put. So I found these at Goodwill, and they're cute. If my girls were little, they would have loved this kind of stuff, but Num Nums is a newer thing that came out when my girls were too old. But I know, I have 3 girls, based on what I was seeing here, that these were probably a pretty popular toy when I saw it at the store. And it was like at Goodwill in the mixed lot bag. So they put a bag, and it's just one price for all the little toys. So these were all in a little bag together. And it had the little hats that I showed you. And then it had these like lip glosses, I guess. And I thought that was cute. For the most part, it didn't look like they were used. And then there was this one toy that I'm not really sure, like, I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it was obviously another Num Num toy. So I just put mixed a lot. So these were all hats, and then these are the lip glosses, and then there's that one-off toy. And it was all together, like I said. So at Goodwill, I got it at the Goodwill grand opening March 28th. And the whole bag was $2.49. So I posted it on eBay only, and I posted it on April 1st, and it sold on April 19th for $17.80. Sorry, it sold for $11.69. $17.89 is like with their shipping and everything. So the purchase price was $11.69, and I made a profit of $6.53. So I thought that was a pretty good flip. And then the next item is this Area M2 men's 34 by 32 traditional relaxed fit boot cut jeans. And I put Owens and Cassidy and work, because inside it had the Owens Cassidy, or like that was the model or something like that. But I don't remember if I took a picture of it, but I did see it, I think, when I Googled it. Well, anyways, this particular model, I do want to say it was inside somewhere, and maybe I did. I don't see that I took a picture of it though. But these are pretty good jeans, very popular ones, this particular style. And so I must not have posted it. I was trying to find it, but anyways, so that item I did get at the Goodwill grand opening as well, and I paid $7.59. I posted it on April 11th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold April 19th, so about a week. And the purchase price was $38.25, and I earned a profit of $23.75. So I think that was another good flip. Like, I feel like I've been doing good on picking stuff up recently that is like a higher sales through, a higher like value. Like, I'm slowly like trying not to pick up smaller, like lesser, but I still do. I won't say I don't, I do. but I am working towards it, and I do feel like I've got a little bit more understanding of what to pick up, which I think is great, because if you've been following my journey, I've been learning. Also, if I go to the bins, I'm more likely to get more filler items. I'm not going to get the high quality items unless they have them there, but I don't go to the bins a lot, but I do occasionally. So the next item also on eBay is this Ava and Viv green plaid soft flannel long sleeve button down shirt size 2X, and it was new with tags. And so there's their little logo, and it was really soft. I really liked it. I don't personally like button-up shirts that much. They don't usually fit me right. But anyways, it looks like it was originally $25. And it does say it's a no gap button front, which means I might have liked this particular one, but it was new tags and I was going to sell it. It was 60% cotton, 40% rayon, so it was a decent materials. I posted this one, I purchased it at Goodwill back in 2023, November 28th of 23, and I paid $5.99. And so this was, again, back when I was kind of first starting to, like, buy stuff to resell. I posted it December 13th of 23 to Poshmark and eBay. It finally sold on eBay on April 20th of 25 on my birthday. So it sold for $19.55. So it took a long time, but it finally sold. I made a profit of $9.85. Not the best flip, but I was happy to finally earn some money off of that item and let it go. Okay, so I think we go back to Poshmark. Yeah. Okay, so now I have some Poshmark stuff. So let me hit back. And then we'll go find it. So I think I did really good at this item too, because I was telling you guys when I picked all these items up at that Goodwill grand opening, Dutch Bros is one of my favorite coffee, like it's not one of mine, it is my favorite coffee shop. And I love their clothing items, and I have yet to find one in my size that I'm going to keep. But I did find a bunch of Dutch Bros hoodies and sweatshirts and things on that Goodwill grand opening, and a couple times since then. So I'm really happy. So if you find Dutch Bros stuff, like, definitely look it up, because could be a good deal. It could be a good flip. This one was a really good flip. So this item is I put Dutch Bros coffee hoodie, men's L or large, blue thick pullover embroidered barista or broista, because I think somebody else had put that, and I thought those were pretty cool terms or keywords to use. So I was like, I'm going to use that. I liked that. And I saw that they had sold theirs for a higher price by using that. And I was like, I'm definitely going to use that. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. So anyways, not the best. It looks like I've got some shadows going on in my pictures, but oh well. But yeah, it's, I know it's because of where I have my setup at right now. And I probably took this at night. I don't remember, but this was all embroidered white stitching, and it has the Dutch Bros, and it has these fun, like, coffee hand logos. And then down here on, like, the wrist, by the wrist area on one of the sleeves, it had the little bunny ears hand logo. And then there's one of their tags. Not all their tags are the same, but this one I think was the older tag maybe, or it's the newer tag. I don't know. But anyways, it might be, I think it was the older tag style. I don't remember. I think it is the older one, because a lot of their newer ones, they just print onto the material. But anyways, there's the tag, and then the back is just plain blue. So this one was just a fun one. It was, like I said, from the Goodwill grand opening. So that was March 28th this year, and I paid $6.59. I posted it on April 18th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold April 20th, again on my birthday. And it sold on Poshmark for $40. I earned a profit of $25.41. So I thought that was a decent flip. The next item, I have several in a row on Poshmark, so we're just going to be doing some back and forth. The next one was even better, and it wasn't Dutch Bros, it was Lululemon. So let's go find the right one. It's this one. And this was also from the grand opening. They must have stocked it with some really good items. So I was really happy to find all of these items before other people. This was the Scuba oversized half zip hoodie, size 8, cropped crater blue and logo is what I put as the title. And it was just a really pretty, kind of like a baby blue, but not quite baby blue. More of like a gray blue, kind of in that realm, and but light blue, but definitely blue. And it had that like nice like upper back that makes it look cropped, and then the big the logo on the hood. So it was quite popular, I'm sure. That one was also size 8, so it was a decent size. I got it at the grand opening for $6.59. I posted it on Poshmark and eBay on April 11th, and it sold on April 20th. It sold for $55, as you just saw, and so I did earn a profit of $37.41, which is really good. So the next item was that twin shark bedding, twin-sized comforter, and I will grab the pictures, which I like. Looking through the bedding section now, I've been basically trying to I don't know. I looked to see if there's anything that I think would be something somebody would like. I laid it out on my daughter's bed to get a picture, and then the back side of it has this kind of just oceany look. But the front of it was pretty worn. It was wash wear, so you can tell that it was faded, and I wrote in there, lots of life left, but I put note right here. I said, note, wash wear and faded as shown. And then I tried to get some really good up close pictures like this, just to make sure people can realize, hey, this is pretty faded. But lots of life left. I didn't see any staining or anything, which was really good. And then I did find a picture online to show what it probably looked like when it was brand new. And I think it was sold at Target maybe. But anyways, so that item I got it at Goodwill on December 28th of 24, and I paid $3.20. So I mean, depending on the item, if you look in the linen section, if you think you find something that you might be able to flip, if it's quilted, because that had the sewing, the quilted sewing lines all across it. So I was I can kind of put quilted on there, and that could help it sew, which I think is what helps. And then sharks are a good theme, so I kind of went off that. I was like, sharks, people like sharks. And you don't find a lot of shark bedding. So I went ahead and just did all those things, and I knew it might sell for that. So anyways, I posted it April 2nd to Poshmark and eBay. I don't know why it took so long. I had it sitting for 4 months. Well, 3. January, February, and March, because I got it at the end of December, so 3 months. I finally got it posted, and then it sold on Poshmark on April 21st for $30. It only took 3 weeks, so 3 months to list it and 3 weeks to sell it, which was pretty good. So I made a profit of $20.80, which is pretty intense, but I think that it goes that fast sometimes, because I honestly didn't think it would sell that fast, but I was pretty excited to see it go. I know there's people out there that do use older bedding and stuff to make jackets out of, so maybe somebody was doing that. Who knows? I just thought that was pretty cool. So the next item is this lot of 4 newborn baby girl clothing items. I'll just quickly pull it up, and it's taking, you can see my computer takes its sweet time. Okay, so I put bodysuits, pants, ruffle butt, black, brown, and gray in the title. And it's 2 pants and 2 little bodysuits for newborn, and they were all in good condition. So you have these brown with black polka dots, and then this black pair, which is kind of hard to see, but it has the ruffles on the butt. And then one's by Simple Joy. The gray onesie basically is made by Carter's, and the white one was Cloud Island, and then the pants I had just one by Carter's, and then the same one. So it was just a lot of these little 4 items, and I've just been bundling up little lots of newborn or 2T or whatever. I won't be picking up a lot of baby clothes unless I'm at the bins. I definitely won't buy them at Goodwill for full price, but if I'm at the bins, I might still pick stuff up, but I might try to do that whole, like, go to Once Upon a Child, but there's none of those near me. Like, I'm gonna have to go to a big city to do that, and then you have to wait for them to go through it. Like, I've never done that, so I don't know how well that would work for me, but I love watching Ginger Marvin. Kathy does that when she goes to the bins and she takes her items, and she's in, I think, Denver area in Colorado somewhere, but it's definitely, I think, easier for people that live in a city where they can just easily go over to those places. But when you live out in the rural like area like I do, it's not easy to do that, because for me it's a big trip just to go to the bins, and I don't know. I might have to I'm gonna hide this little notice. I just saw that down there. I might have to try it and see what I think after my next spins trip, but I just don't know, because then I still have to sell it if I don't sell it to like a Once Upon a Child. So, and I'm not gonna be able to do it often enough to really get a gauge on what they want and stuff. So I don't know. I might just start doing it and just creating big lots instead of these lots of 4. But like if I go to the bins and I find like a big lot of like all newborn and it's like 20 items, I think that's more likely to sell than just like lots of 4, because you have to pay for shipping and you don't really make a lot on those. But I think bigger lots would do better. So if that might just be more what I would do, because I like picking up baby clothes. I have no problem with it, and they're usually small and lightweight. So when you're at the bins, it makes sense. But yeah, anyways. I might experiment with that in the future and doing like bigger lots if I do baby clothes anymore. But back on track. So I did get it from the Goodwill bins, December 27th of 23, and I had $1 average cost per item was $1. So it was 4 items. So it was $4 that I had invested in this. And I did calculate it by all the baby clothes. I did calculate it. That could be something that I do in the future, is if I do go and lot items, I might just lot them up before I do my dividing. And then if I'm going to put it as like one, like all under one lot, I'll consider it one item. So when I do my average per item, it won't be like $4 for 4 items, if that makes sense. Because if I do a lot of 20, that'd be $20. That would be crazy. So I think that might be what I do going forward, but this is what I've done so far. I posted it to Poshmark, I posted it to Poshmark and eBay October 5th of 24. So I didn't even put it online and for like 10 months after I purchased it. And I finally got it listed, and I posted it, and I sold it on Poshmark April 22nd. $12. So I made a profit of $5.05. So like I said, I just don't know that it's worth it after all that time. Okay, so the next item is, this was a really pretty jacket that I thought was gonna flip faster than it did, but it did take a little while, and I know it's just because it's not something that everybody's looking for, but I thought it was gorgeous. For what it was anyways. So this is Lucy and Laurel, and it's a women's linen jacket, size extra large, 1X, white and blue. I put floral, and I did put reed, and I put note, size reads X. Just X. I don't know if that means an extra large or a 1X. So that could be why it took a while to sell. And I put, please confirm the measurements below match another shirt that fits you. And I put the measurements like pit to pit and shoulder to hem. So just like so that they can make sure that it fits them before they go off and purchase it. Because if they are specifically like extra large, but not, or like a 1X, but not an extra large, you want to make sure it's going to fit you. But anyways, it's kind of like a denim jacket. Like that's the way that it was designed. It had the button up, it had the pockets, it had the, like the little waist, like that band across the hip, you know, kind of area. And then the sleeves, it was literally just like a denim jacket would be, like a jean jacket. But it was like, here's 100% linen, which was a really good material. And then it had the X, no idea. And I couldn't figure out, because I tried searching it and I couldn't find like a size chart or anything that would tell me. So I was like, guess I'm just going to disclose that and hope somebody can figure it out. So, but it was really pretty. I thought it had a really pretty pattern. The coloring just was really pretty. So anyways, I bought that at Goodwill on June 1st of 24 last year, and I paid $6.29. And I posted it on June 17th last year to Poshmark and eBay, and it finally sold on Poshmark April 22nd for $25, and I made a profit of $13.71. And then the next item is also on Poshmark, so let's go back. And then this was also a new one from the Goodwill grand opening, and if you watched that video, you'll probably remember this jacket that sold pretty quick. So this one is the Back in the Saddle women's 1X brown leather Western fringe jacket button up, and it was very nice condition. And it was definitely that whole Western vibe going on. And even the logo, Back in the Saddle, is very Western. It was a 1X, so it was a good size. The shell is 100% leather, and then it had a lining that was polyester. But it had the whole fringe. It had a really pretty brown, and then the buttons had like little like swirlies on them. Very cute. I thought this was fun, and I had a feeling that would sell quickly, and I was right. Definitely great for that gal. And even just like even the little scalped edges along like the hem, and then I don't know if you can kind of see, like, okay, there you go. And then right here along, like, I don't know if this was probably woven in to hold the fringe, but I thought that was also a little bit unique, how it had like a little like woven in leather. Just all the details in it was really, really nice detailing. So that one I got at that Goodwill grand opening March 28th, and I paid $8.59. And I posted it to Poshmark and eBay on April 7th, and it sold on Poshmark April 24th, as you saw, $60. So I earned a profit of $39.41, which I thought was a good deal, a good sale, good flip. So I've been doing really good, you guys, for this month. I was really excited. This whole month was excellent for me. Like, it's probably my best month yet in reselling. So the next item is this RB, which I'm not sure what that stands for. If you guys know, let me know. This item, it was from that original donation. I had $0 invested. I've had it posted for a really long time, but it's just these cute, like, basic black booties, zipper booty, size 7, and then it said the brand was RB. So maybe eventually I'll figure out what that means. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't figure it out. So maybe I'll come across it at some point, then I'll know for the future. But I did put some minor scuffs and stuff like that. And then the pictures were on that blanket. So this is like way back when I first started reselling. So this item, I had $0 invested. I posted it July 20th of 23 to Poshmark, and it finally sold April 24th of 25. So it sold for $15. I earned a profit of $12. And then the next item is on eBay here. So let's look at that. This is Athletic Works Coral Salmon Women's Extra Large Split Tie Back Tee Workout Shirt. So this came out of my closet. I had bought it on clearance, I think at Walmart, and I thought that I would wear it, but I didn't actually really enjoy the split back on it. Like, I think I wore it once, and I just didn't. I wasn't comfortable with it, so I decided it wasn't for me. So it's been sitting in my drawer for a really long time. I finally just pulled it out, and I was like, I'm going to sell this. And then I did do like a little tie back like that, because I saw that done on a Lululemon shirt, so I went ahead and did that little tie, just to say, like, you can wear it open or you can wear it with a tie, so that somebody could see that. And so that item I got, let's see, I got it for $0. Well, I don't know what I paid because I wasn't reselling it originally. It was for me. So I had $0 invested, and I posted it on June 8th last year, 24, and I sold it on eBay on April 27th, and I sold it for $14. Definitely more than I paid for it. I think I paid $1 or $2 for it. So I made a profit of $10.92. That's what I love about reselling is when you're done with your own clothing items, if they're still in decent condition, you can just go right there and like go ahead and like resell it. If it's like, I just love that. Anyways, it works for me. I love it because I've always tried reselling clothes. Even when I wasn't like doing reselling as like a real legit side hustle business, I would say when we lived in Oregon, when we lived in a city, then I would have my kids' clothes and I would like line them all up and take pictures and I would sell them on Facebook. So I've been reselling for a while. I just haven't officially done it as a business like I'm doing now and taking it as like more seriously. So the next item is from Poshmark. I think I keep yawning. I'm tired. Okay, so Poshmark, and I sold this Adriana Papel black formal dress, women's 6 banded mesh midi business. The title I gave it. So this item had like that, like kind of like a mesh see-through at the top, like from here up. And then it had the banded look across the whole dress going down, but it was lined from, of course, the bust down. And then short sleeves. And here's like a little picture showing you that it was kind of see-through at the top. But it was really nice condition. It had a back zipper going on. And then here's the little logo, if you like to see that. And then I took a picture of the tag. So anyway, so that item came out of the original donation. So I had, $0 invested. I posted it on August 24th of 23 to Poshmark. And then I sold it, and then I posted it August 12th of 24 on eBay. So a year later, I posted it from Poshmark, and then I posted it to eBay a year later. And then it finally sold. You might as well say a year later, but it's like 8 months later. So 6 to 8 months later. So it finally sold on April 28th on Poshmark for $25. I earned a profit of $20, but it took a really long time to sell. The next item was a recent item, but it did not flip for very much, so I would not pick this up again. I did think it would, and originally I had seen comps when I was at the store that looked like it would sell for more, but then when I got home and did comps, it wasn't great. So let's find it. So that would be this, The Walking Dead, and I put AMC because that's the channel that it's played on. Men's large, extra large, long sleeve tee, color block, and I put horror zombie shirt. And then, I mean, it was fun. If you're a Walking Dead fan, then you'd probably like this. You can see that it was pretty worn out right here, but overall it had a lot of life left, and the main part of the shirt, there was no like staining or anything. So that item I picked up at Goodwill January 24th of this year. So like I said, it was a recent item. I paid $4.99. I thought I would sell for more like $20 to $25. But anyways, I posted it on February 11th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on Poshmark April 28th for $12, and I earned a profit of $4.06. I'm happy to see it go. The next item is Poshmark. So let's go back. So this one is a cute little dress by Polly, and I'm not sure if it was Princess Polly, but I think I put it that way. Maybe. Let's see. It is Polly Blush Pink Gold Sparkle Mini Dress. I put Roaring 20s inspired size 6. And I put O Polly. So, yeah. Oh, hold on, you guys. I don't know, man. The yawns have hit me. Completely hit me. So it was this really cute, really pretty. It had a lot of like sparkle, and I don't know what I just clicked. It has a lot of like glittery, sparkly, all across it. It was very pretty. Light pink and gold, so kind of like that rose gold look. Adjustable straps, which is nice. There's an up close of this glitter. But overall, it was well done. And then here's the logo. So I wasn't 100% sure if it was Princess Polly or Oh Polly or which Polly it is, because it didn't exactly say that. And when I was trying to run comps, some people kind of couldn't tell either, I think, because some had it listed as, like, would have something similar listed with one company and some with a different company. So I thought it was maybe Poly, so I went with that one. But anyways, sometimes it's hard to tell. But that one I did post. I got that at a thrift store in Dallas. Not a normal one that I go to, but just like a random one. I got it on May 4th of 24 last year, and I paid $5. Posted it to Poshmark and eBay on May 9th, and then I posted it on DePop October 4th. It sold on Poshmark April 28th, and it sold for $26. I earned a profit of $15.80. Okay, so the next item is another Poshmark. And then this one was also probably my lowest flip for the month. But I'll share with you what it is. So this was these rescue flats that are like the foldable like teaks are. So it's kind of like the same idea. These are, I think, when I did my research, the Rescue Flats brand, I think they like advertise to brides as like, buy these for your, your bridal party, as like you can give them as gifts and like a cute little gift bag. And then like during the wedding, when they get tired of wearing their heels, then they can take their heels off and put these on, and they're kind of like ballet slippers. They were foldable, and this one was like a really pretty goldish color, and then size small. And I went ahead and put that, and you can, oh, here you go. So you can see that they just fold up. So you can put it in your purse and then pull them out when you need them later. But then they had like kind of like a nice bottom, like a slipper bottom, so you could still walk outside in them or whatever. I did find these at the Goodwill bins, I want to say. You can see there was a little scuff right here, and I made a note of that. A few scuffs, but overall they were in excellent condition. And I had picked them up. It was at the Goodwill bins, but I think they made you pay by the shoe, if I'm correct, at this location. So I purchased it on December 27th of 23, which my average cost per item was $1 that day, but it must have been Waco. I'm pretty sure that was when I went to Waco. The Waco location, they do make you pay by the style of shoe. So like sandals would be one price, shoes would be one price, boots would be a different price, that kind of thing. And I think they gave it to me for the sandal price because of how small they were and thin. So I paid $1.99, and I posted it to Poshmark on January 5th of 24 only, I guess. And it sold on Poshmark April 29th, and it sold for $7. So I went ahead and accepted the offer the person gave me because I just wanted them to sell and be gone. I earned a $2.06 profit, so at least I didn't lose money. I'm gonna laugh about that, but at least I didn't lose money. That's important. And when I looked up to see, because I did, when I got the offer, I looked it up to see how much I paid and how much I had invested, and if I took it, how much was I gonna earn. And since I was in the positive, I went ahead and accepted it, because I was like, I wouldn't pick it up again. But it was a good test. Not something I would pick up unless it was for myself. Okay, the next item is also on Poshmark. So let me go backwards here. And then we're almost there, you guys. We're very close to being done with this one. So this is Poshmark's, let's see, Coldwater Creek. I don't know what I was thinking. Coldwater Creek, Natural Fit, Women's for Black Linen, Rayon Pants, straight leg. And these I've had for a little while. Oh, come on. I hate taking pictures of black items. I can never seem to get the good shading in my photos. So it is what it is. But it was a nice quality item. Linen. So I thought, and it's this natural fit linen. And I thought somebody out there is going to like these. And there it is. It's 53% linen, 47% rayon. Well, anyways, so these are just some basic black casual pull-on kind of like beachy pants. So anyways, I got those at Goodwill bins I paid, let's see, I purchased it June 29th of 24. My average cost was $2.18 per item. And I posted it August 28th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark April 29th. Sold for $15, and I earned a profit of $9.82. So I thought that was a good flip. The next item is this Zenergy by Chico's, size 2, aka meaning it's a size 12 to 14, and capri lightweight cargo pants. And so I thought these kind of reminded me of a pair of Athleta, I think, pants that I had sold. I want to say it was Athleta. But it had like the same kind of material feeling to it. And similar vibe, similar color. And then it did have this, which I didn't see this till I got home. Oh, hold on. There we go. I didn't see that till I got home. But you can see there's some wear marks on the back. I'm not sure what happened there, but obviously that's why this person donated it. There's the tag. And I figured, you know, it's on the back. If somebody's wearing a shirt, you're not really going to see that. If they just want to go on a hike or something. I also found this, like, chart. So I always put that on my to-goes stuff. And there must have been, like, I don't know, where's my, like, oh, there they are. Small light stain by knee and hole in waistband on the backside. See photos. So there must have been, oh yeah, it's right there. There's a small light stain. It's even really hard to see in the photo, but it was there. So I did make a note of that. So I did sell that. Let's see, I got it at the Goodwill bins, which is why I didn't quite notice that like flaw on it, or I wouldn't have picked it up if I'd seen that. But I didn't see it till I got home. I went ahead and decided to post it anyways. I purchased it November 2nd, last year, 24. My average cost was $2.25. I posted it on November 20th to Posh and E, and it sold on eBay on April 29th, and it sold for $18, which is pretty interesting. And it sold, and I made a profit of $14.42. I mean, considering it had flaws, I thought that was a pretty good sale. So yeah, anyways. And then the last item, I think it's the last, yeah, that's the last item, is also on Posh. So let's go back one more time. And we're almost done. So the last item is another Dutch Bros hoodie. So this one was the gray hoodie. And it's, so I put Dutch Bros coffee sweatshirt, men's size large, also large, gray hoodie, and I put blue windmill logo patch. So the windmill is their logo, just like the Dutch Bros logo. And I'm from Oregon, and when they opened Dutch Bros, some of the original places, they made the Dutch Bros stand kind of look like a windmill. Or maybe they were in a windmill originally, I don't know, but because they were from, I think, Eugene or somewhere south of where I lived, and I lived up in the valley, which is like AKA like the Portland suburbs. But I know when we started going, before they started expanding to like Texas and all these other states, like all of the like little Dutch Bros coffee shops were like all these like little little tiny huts, basically. Now in Texas, at least, because they came to Texas after we came to Texas, and now their like Dutch Bros stands are all really nice built stands, and they are, I think it might be because they were franchised. A lot of people bought franchises from Dutch Bros originally, and then Dutch Bros stopped doing franchising, and they became a company, and then they went public and all of that kind of stuff. So they're publicly traded, and so they started opening shops by the company instead. So those buildings are bigger buildings and nicer buildings and whatever. But anyways, but I've loved Dutch Bros for so long. So this is another sweatshirt that I picked up, and there's a little like it's like a little, I just called it a patch, basically, because it was kind of sewn on like a patch. It was about the size of a patch, just on the front. And then it had the embroidered Dutch Bros on the sleeve again. And then, oh my gosh, there's the yawning again. See, this is, I think, the newer logos that they have. So I'll kind of zoom in on it. So you can kind of see it's stitched all the way around, and it just looks like it's a better logo. So I think this was a newer shirt, essentially. And so this item I got from the Goodwill grand opening, and I paid $6.59, and I posted it on April 18th. It sold April 30th. It sold on Poshmark for $30, and I earned $17.41. And if you like Dutch Bros sweatshirts or hoodies and you are a medium large, definitely go check out my Sweet Creek Thrift eBay or Poshmark pages, and you will find them. I have another one in a size medium. This exact gray one, I have it in a medium that I just recently found, and it's posted. So it's currently for sale. And I have like a mustard yellow inside out style sweatshirt that is embroidered, and that one is also for sale. It's size large. And I have a color block popcorn fleece pullover. That one's not a hoodie. That one's just like a popcorn fleece pullover, kind of like a quarter zip, kind of that style. And that one is also for sale still. I think that's it. And I have another Dutch Bros coming up soon. It's on that rack. So that is going to be, if you're interested in what that's coming up, it I think is a medium. I think it's a medium or a large. It might be a large, actually. And it's like a windbreaker. So, okay. This is the fun part where I get to tell you all the totals for the month of April. And we're almost at an hour for this video. I can't believe it took this long, you guys. If you stuck around this long, you are, as one of my favorite YouTubers say, you are the real MVP. And if you know who that is, you are a real MVP. If you know who that person is, leave her name in the comments for everybody else. I think you'll, if you know what I'm talking about. But I just love when she says that at the end, and it literally just popped in my head. It's like, if you stuck around this long, you are the real MVP. So anyways, I love that saying. So I might just start saying it, because she's in a kind of, it's not really the same industry. It is kind of, but not. She doesn't resell that I know of. But she does thrifting. So I found her one day, and I just love her videos, and she's quite popular. So, okay, so get my thoughts straight here so I can tell you my final amounts. So out of the entire month of April, my total invested in the items that I sold, obviously not in the items that I haven't sold, but the total that I have invested in the items I sold in the month of April was $183.05. And the gross sales amount, meaning that's including, let's just say, that includes eBay's shipping and taxes. They include it in their gross. Poshmark does not. So, yeah, it is what it is. But the gross comes out at $1,330.68. And then the, I don't need this purchase price. And then I have buyer's tax. I'm not going to share with you that. My sales fees, like the amount, the platform fees, the amount that they charged me to sell it between whatever platform I sold on, was $228.30. So that should have been in my pocket if I had sold it without going through a platform. And then there's shipping fees. But my total profit, drum roll, considering this is the best month I've had yet, $737.70. So I was really excited, you guys. I've been hovering around like $450 to $550 range fairly consistently for months and months and months. I think in January, let me go back. January, I sold one item that was pretty high, and it was $759. So I can't say like I've not ever had I've had one better month this year, but I don't completely count it, because I sold something that, if I can find it on here, this one. I sold that 25th anniversary desk clock from Intel that was like a gold. It was the first microprocessor that they came out with, was inlaid. So I sold that thing for like $375, and I had a profit of $323. So if you took that off, because that's just such a freaking rare item, and my mom gave it to me because she worked at Intel, and so she got it as an employee, and she didn't care if I sold it. I ended up sending her money, because I was like, I sent her gift cards and stuff. I was like, Mom, this was your money. So it wasn't really what I felt like. It wasn't like me reselling. I felt like So if I took the $750 I earned in the month of January and took that item out of it and pretended like that wasn't there, then I would have only earned like $400, you know. So I mean, I say I count it and I'm happy with that, but I am extra happy with April because $737 of my own hard work, basically, of my own. Like, I know I have some items that were donated and that came out of closets, but a lot of these items came from me sourcing, so I was really happy with the sales. So anyways, that's where we are for this month, you guys, and I'm gonna get off because it's an hour. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody that did stick around, and if you're new here, thank you. I hope you guys come back for my next videos and that you learned something, or that I entertained you or kept you company while you did your own work. But I look forward to talking to you guys all in my next video. I do have another video coming soon, and I always say that, but I do have another video coming soon of clothing items that I picked up to resell, so keep an eye out for that one. I will see you on my next video. Bye.